Hey everybody, Doug Duce here, and today we have another Resident Evil episode. Um, Leo and I are talking about our first impressions of the Resident Evil 4 remake, and we also talk a little bit about Code Veronica and Survivor 2. And I'm pretty sure this episode we talk a little bit about Resident Evil 6, but we don't rank that one yet. Uh, yeah, and pretty soon, I think the next week we're gonna have our Resident Evil 4 review of the remake. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. So I'm not gonna waste any more time, and we're gonna get straight into the episode. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, cool deal.
Cool deal.
Uh, so before we get started, just so the people that are listening to this are gonna understand, uh, I am on my way home, as the podcast name, says. It's the Night Ride Home podcast, and I'm going to be stopping at Canes on the way back. So it's in like 15 minutes. I'm going to pause the conversation for a second, and you're going to hear me order my food. So just that's just a quick little thing to throw out there. But today we are talking about Resident Evil 4 remake. Uh, so before I turn it over to you, Leo,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows before we get into it, uh, we're only talking about the first two chapters. So if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, oh, there's rain. Uh, if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, this is your chance to get out the door. But like I said, we're all going over the first two chapters. So Leo, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what do you think of the remake?
Up to now, it's been amazing. I've been surprised at like the amount of work they've actually put into it, like adding new stuff. They actually expanded so many, like a couple missions per se. Like,
Yeah.
not to give too many spoilers, but the whole trip to Del Lago, they actually added a little bit to it. So it actually just feels like a little bit more like comprehensive experience. I haven't gone through all the game yet, but it's been good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm the exact same. And real quick, you never played the demo.
No, I skipped the demo. I wanted to be as fresh as possible. Like I haven't even played RE4 in like forever, for the same reason.
Yeah, so I did play the demo. I played the demo about three times, because there were all kinds of little hidden secret things like you can find the TMP if okay. So the way you got the TMP in the demo was like it was fun. Game, you throw away your entire inventory, and then when you get into the village, there's a well that the grate's taken off of, and that's the only way the grate will go off of the well is if you throw away your entire inventory and then go into the village. And then on your next playthrough of the demo, the TMP starts off in your inventory. So even with the demo, they had a lot of fun. There's even a difficulty where it was the mad difficulty, I think, and it was basically hardcore, but the guy had a flaming chainsaw.
That actually sounds badass. I actually do want to go back and play it after I'm done with the game.
It
Just because I have heard of that, I want to see it.
Yeah, I mean the demo is basically it takes place after you don't see the first cutscene. It takes place right after the first cutscene, and it goes until the end of the original, like the first survival sequence. And but yeah, there's a lot of things I want to talk about the demos. Well, not just demo, the full game. First off, was there a second Dr. Salvador in the original Resident Evil 4?
Yeah,
That early on.
Yeah, you fight two, if I remember right, in the OG4, because there's the one you meet like in front of the village, like in the little survival area in the village,
Yeah,
which you can't kill, and then
yeah.
another one shows up when you exited the village elder's house.
Yeah, see, I didn't remember that in the original four. If you kill him in the original four, do you see him outside the elder's house?
Yeah,
Huh. I just don't remember that. But yeah, so in the remake, when I came out of the village elder's house and he was there, I was like, I don't remember you at all. It completely took me off, not off guard. Well, yeah, off guard. Uh, I also feel like the weapons actually feel like you're firing weapons. I felt like in the original 4, I felt like you're firing pop guns, especially the handgun. Uh, and this game just feels meaty. Like it feels like there's weight to everything you're doing, and I really like that a lot. What else here? Uh, hmm. I like the new variants of the enemies. There's the bullhead guy that again didn't expect him. I thought there's just gonna be some little small guys down there, so I jumped down without looking, and then I just saw this cow head in front of me. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah. Just like a random thing. I'm playing the game right now,
Yeah.
and I found another new enemy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah.
Which chapter?
What
What
chapter am I
chapter?
in?
Yeah. Yeah. What
I don't
chapter are
know
you
what
in?
chapter I'm in. I'm in chapter 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I
just to give you like a little heads up, it's another cowhead dude, but he's
it's
different.
another. Oh man,
Yeah,
he's not a cowboy. He's a cow man.
yeah, they call me in all shapes and sizes.
I finished chapter 2 on my lunch break earlier, and uh, I I like the subtle changes that they have so far, like the sequence after you. I'm pretty sure in the original Resident Evil 4, after you find Luis, he's in a little cupboard, right? He's in a closet thing, not a closet.
Yeah, yeah, he's in literally
It's
in a
like,
closet. Yeah,
and like I heard the knocking. I was gonna find him there, but it was like just some dude back. Got me. And then
yeah, that was a very nice touch.
right after that, right, find him because you go in the basement. I mean, find him tied up. Uh, I'm pretty sure you just like after you get free from him, you just walk through a house and the merchant's right there.
Yeah,
But this one, you have like a little factory area where you have to stealth kill a few guys and get your gear back. I thought that was a nice touch. It was and there was a little side quest where did you do the rat side quest?
yeah, I did do it. Like I didn't even see like little paper show up. I just gotta start killing them by accident.
Oh, so you just got the reward. You just got to the paper and you said, "Oh, you're."
Oh no, it didn't even like I didn't even see where the paper is. I just randomly found like a rat. I like accidentally like stabbed it. I was like, oh, like rat infestation
But
one
did,
to three. Oh,
but did
go ahead.
the reward for it?
Oh yeah, I got the rewards for it.
Okay, good. What do you think of the the new merchant voice?
Uh look, just in general, like I speak Spanish.
Yes.
Um, voice wise, I actually do miss the little like deeper, like a little bit more rough voices from the OG.
What are you buying?
Yeah, and detrás de ti, pendejo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I now next well now they actually fixed like the one mistake they made, like voice technically in the OG, which like they were speaking Mexican Spanish, but now like they actually like sound like a Spaniard Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. Um, the other thing like I was surprised about, like I don't know how much you play, was it like the customized case stuff? Because I got like I got like all like
Yeah, you
I
got the
got like
deluxe
the
edition.
additions. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I like
Oh, go ahead.
I like that they actually did something with like the charms. Like depending on the case you use, like you get a little bonus.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting.
Real quick before I go on, you can swear if you want to. I don't care. There's no rating on this show, but I got the. Does the color of your case matter?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got the gold case. What's the buff on that?
That one gives you extra money. Like you find more money.
Okay, that makes sense because and then the handgun charm. I'm assuming gives you more handgun ammo, right?
Give me 1 second. I'm like right now, since you can just change this like at the typewriter. 'Cause I was right next to one. Yeah. Basically the gold one, yeah, gives you extra rate for money. The classic one gives you extra gunpowder, and the regular one gives you like a better drop rate for handgun ammo.
Yeah, see, that makes sense because as I've been playing, I changed my case the first time it let me. So at the first typewriter,
Yeah.
and like I was literally going through the game, I was like, man, they're giving me money left and right. I'm getting money everywhere. And gunpowder, I want to say I've got 2 full stacks in my inventory right now.
Wow. And just like to
And
give like a heads up to everybody, like what difficulty you're playing in.
oh, I'm on the easiest difficulty. Don't you mind me?
Oh man, like yeah. Uh just to give you like a heads up, like I just got to like the little survival
In the
at the
house.
house watching the cutscene.
Yeah, see, now I really like that. That was a part of the original Resident Evil 4 that I really liked. And there's some sections that I'm not looking so forward to. The two that really pop in my head right now. I'm not looking forward to the part where you have to defend Ashley while you're in the castle and she goes up like that on that little pedestal thing, and you have to keep the cultists off of her and off of you as well.
Yeah,
I
that's true. One little interesting thing, like I've noticed, she has no HP.
Okay, I have heard that. I've heard that she has no HP in this one, and I am very happy about that
Yeah.
because I had to use a lot of healing items on her.
To be fair, I kind of did. Like then again, like she's like a professional difficulty on the OG, but on this one I've noticed like it's a 2 hit thing. Like she gets knocked down like first hit, and then like the second hit, like either like you go pick her up or she gets up after a little bit. But if she gets hit after when she's knocked down, she dies.
So they try to kill her. They don't just try to like knock her down and then pick her up.
I don't know. It just said I just like got like the little notification like when they tell you how it works. Like, oh yeah, if she gets hit again, like she dies. But
God, three hits. What a wuss.
no, 2 hits.
Oh, 2 hits. What a wuss. Even
Yeah.
worse.
But then again, like I've been very thorough, just killing whatever I find. So that they haven't had a chance to really try and kill her. I mean, try and
Yeah.
grab her
See,
really.
and we actually were talking about this in the chat or in our Discord chat earlier. You said that it was the part with all the bridges was frustrating
Yeah,
right after you get to the merchant.
yeah. Cause
Even
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, you go ahead first.
Oh no, I just for me it was mostly like the dynamite people. Like they didn't. I did not see like where the. To be fair, like the game's more realistic looking. So like the
Yeah.
enemies don't pop up as much as like in the OG game. So sometimes I'm kind of like, where are you? And then like I have to like get right next to it. And it's like, oh, there you are.
Yeah, and I don't think I had problems spotting them there, but a little bit earlier in the game when you basically when you first get to the Dynamite people when you're in kind of that section where there's a bunch of abandoned houses and you have to right before you find Luis.
Yeah.
There was one lady that was throwing dynamite and I could not find her. And finally I gave up and went away. I just ran away from her.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about because it took me a little bit to find her too.
Where was she?
If you like, if as you're going in, if you see to the left, there's like a little area that where you can climb up,
Uh-huh.
but you have to like go past her basically, and then to the left, there's a little ladder you can go up.
Huh. Well, now I know. Because like I literally I looked around for her for about 5-10 minutes and I was like, it doesn't matter. I can leave her.
No, there is no mercy.
So what but by the way, before we go any further, what time did you start playing?
Uh, well, when I woke up and it was like what my 6 a.m.
Okay, so my plan was last night. The game unlocked was it was supposed to unlock at 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah,
And the little Steam countdown timer said 3 hours, and it said 3 hours when it hit 7 o'clock. So I was like, I've got this. So I went and I finished the Leon campaign in Resident Evil 6 because that's where I'm at in the Resident Evil review process.
yeah.
And I beat it and I had like an hour left. So I went like I didn't have time to start like Chris's or Jake's campaign or Ada's campaign in that game. So I just started playing. Have you heard
What?
My Time at Portilla?
It sounds very familiar. I don't know why, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Okay, so let me try this. Have you heard of Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Imagine a 3D Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I put some time into that around, and I'm like, oh, well, it's showing less than an hour. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get to play tonight anyway because it's gonna pop. And you're talking about how you're having some slow download speeds. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna go like, yeah, my internet's like very. Then again, my internet's kind of shit sometimes. So yeah, nothing to do about that.
So yeah, so I decided I'm just gonna go to bed. Well, my diabetes kicked in, and an hour later I woke up and I had to go use the bathroom, and it was 11 o'clock. And I was like, all right, let's start the download. The download took about 3 hours,
Yeah.
and I actually woke up again at 2, and I don't know why. Let's put this on hold for just a second because I've got to place my food order. I'll start the call again in a minute.
All right, I'll be waiting for you, man.
Okay.
Hey, can you hear
All
me?
right, we're back. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm here. You fine?
All right, cool. I got my food. So,
Good. I'm getting my ass kicked.
oh no. Well, good thing I'm not playing on hardcore because I'm coming up on that level.
Well, what can I say? Get good, son.
I might go back and play through on a higher after last part one on PC coming out. I actually, me and a friend of mine went halfsies on the Last of Us Firefly Edition, and he's keeping so it comes with the game, it comes with the steelbook, and it comes with all of the Last of Us comics. And I think
Wow.
all he wants is the steelbook. So I'm getting the game and the comics.
Nice.
Yeah, so maybe after I beat that, uh, maybe I go back to Resident Evil Remake and try harder difficulty, but probably not. Uh, I think the only I think I'll probably play through the game again on a higher difficulty only if there's an infinite ammo gun that I can get.
Fair.
Because
Also,
I def
I'm just noticing something that I really hate. I
what?
just now go to part 2 of the survival area, just going up the ladders and shit, going to
Oh,
the second
when
floor.
you oh yep, I remember the second floor part. Even in the original Resident Evil 4, I'm pretty sure I had it was like down to the wire on that one for me.
Yeah.
Did you how many times have you played Resident Evil 4?
4. I finished it what, like 3, 4 times.
Yeah, see, I want to say that I have purchased Resident Evil 4 on it's like my Skyrim. I bought it on the GameCube when it came out. I got the PS2 version when it came out. I got the original PC version. I don't know if you remember the original PC version,
I heard it
but
was horrible.
it was horrible. There was no gamepad support, and or you know what? There was gamepad support, but it wasn't like a first party controller you could use. It was like some weird controller what was like press the 3 button to jump out the window, and I was like, I don't even know what the 3 button is. It wasn't marked,
Yeah.
and it ran. It did ran. It did run, but it was a very ugly PC port. I bought that one. I bought it on the Wii. I bought it on the Xbox 360, and then I bought it on the Xbox One when it came out, and then I got it on the Switch, and then I got it on PC again.
Wow.
I love Resident Evil 4.
I do like Resident Evil 4 as well, but I just noticing one thing. There's a phase
What?
3 now.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing I'm
This
not on
is being
hardcore.
rough on me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What guns do you have right
I got the second pistol you can find.
now? Yeah.
I got the shotgun and sniper.
Nice. I have all of those as well. Which that was something that really took me off guard. When I bought the rifle, he gave me the scope for free.
Yeah. I mean, he makes a good deal. What can I say?
when he when he when he said he was giving me the scope away for free, I was like, "This is a good businessman."
I mean, Yeah, he's the best. That's why everybody loves him.
I did just give him a lot of jewels before that, but still.
Yeah. All right, time to start busting out the grenades.
Yep, that'll always do it. So far, do you think that you're going to like this remake more or less than Resident Evil 2 remake?
Up to this point, I'm liking it more.
Because that's been my thing. Like because like I haven't gotten to that part of the ranking yet, but I know Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be at the top. And like that was my whole thing was I wonder if 4 is going to be above that or below that for me.
Fair, fair.
Because I could tell you one thing right now. The rankings are going to upset people.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, look, I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna go like the same thing. RE2 is way better as like a horror game. RE4 has always been more of an action game.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, and I really wish that here's the thing. Right now, with Resident Evil 6 being the game that I'm working on my review of all the Resident Evils right now.
Yeah.
Right now, Resident Evil 5 is my number 2. And
you really enjoyed it that much?
I really liked Resident Evil 5. I know that it wasn't necessarily a horror game. It was more of an action game. But at the same time, I will always go back and play Resident Evil 5 again, but I will probably never go replay the older Resident Evil games again just because of how they play.
Yeah, to be fair, I know 6 is also very hated by like everybody. But 5 and 6 are games that like I've actually had a lot of fun playing with friends. And I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I had this thought last night that Resident Evil 6 is it basically turns Resident Evil into the Fast and Furious franchise.
The only thing that's missing there is going to space,
Yeah, and honestly, if you would have told me, hey, do you remember in Resident Evil 6 that you go to space? I would believe you because it's not that far fetched.
I mean, you do go to the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, that and we're getting it. Believe me, I've got notes for when we do the Resident Evil 6 episode because they're all, I'm just gonna spoil one of them. In Leon's campaign, there is a part where he tells Hunnigan, like, "Hey, I need you to fake our deaths because they've got to get to China and they don't want anybody to know that they're alive."
Yeah.
Then they get on a plane. I'm assuming they've got these new aliases as average Joes. How'd they get their guns on the plane? They are fully loaded from the beginning of the plane sequence. And that was literally the first thing I thought of. I was like, how do we have our guns right now? Because we're not Secret Service anymore. They think we're dead.
Okay, do you want me to give you like an explanation that works or just a funny one?
Both.
Okay, the one that works, the plane basically just let anybody in because they're evacuating.
I still don't think they'll let you take an entire. Like at that time, I had a pistol, a shotgun, a semi-automatic sniper rifle, and I think I had.
They'll lead them in case when they land their zombies.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do. I still would be like, sir, you're gonna have to surrender those to me.
Nah. I mean, what are they gonna do? Are you gonna really force a guy with some magnum to just like give up the weapons?
No, you don't have the magnum yet. You get the magnum on the plane.
Fair.
So what? That makes me question. What's the funny explanation?
They snuck in.
No.
They just they did like the little cartoon thing where they just grab onto like the wheel of the plane as it's taking off and then just went up.
But again, we're getting a little bit off topic, but we're definitely gonna come back to the plane when we get to the Resident Evil 6 episode. So we've still got some time. I think we've covered about as much as we can cover as far as the first 2 chapters of Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Wait! I just wanna tell the people in the audience The same where you hide in the little tower in the main part of in the first part of like where you have to survive. It still works, people. Do it.
That, that's your message from Leo.
It's my message.
So, do you want to really quick just go over Code Veronica and we can put that on the list?
Yes, that game needs a remake because I really want to play it, but I honestly just cannot get tank controls.
Okay, so again, I think Resident Evil. When I played Code Veronica, I put it at number 2, right under the original Resident Evil 2, because Steve, Steve, man, like I've heard people say, "Oh, Steve sucks," but Steve really sucks. Every time he's in a cutscene, I literally turned my volume off because I was like, I don't care what he has to say.
Doesn't he have like a
And
really like annoying like high pitched voice?
yes, he does. And there's a part where, this is an old game. Spoilers, I don't care. There's a part where a zombie is coming for him, and he doesn't want to shoot him. And like
Oh,
right away,
isn't it supposed to be like his dad?
it's his dad. The crying he does after, I was just like, shut up. It's shut up. No,
I'm sorry
if
for
you're
your
gonna,
loss, but shut up, please.
yeah, if you're gonna cry like that, we don't need to hear it. And not too no, I think it's a little bit before this. Okay. So you get these there's these gold Lugers. It's these twin gold Lugers that you have to get to put into a door to get through it. And he gets the guns before you can, and Claire's like, "Hey, I need those guns." And he's like, "Well, you better find me something to trade." And you go through like about another hour.
What a dick.
You go through about another hour of the game, right?
Right.
And then you find these twin Uzis. You
Yeah.
give him the twin Uzis, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have any ammo for this." And Claire was like, "Oh, there's some on top of this box. There's 2 guns. There's 2." She pulls down one magazine, and he loads it with both guns. Like he puts the same magazine in both guns, and he's got like 100 bullets in the section that you play as him next. It was at that moment where I checked out. I was like, this game is so stupid. And if they're going to remake Code Veronica, they have a lot of work. They have so
Yeah.
much work to do.
To be fair, you know what that just reminded me of? Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid when you get the Patriot, or anytime like the Patriot shows up. It has infinite ammo. Why? Because it drums in the shape of an infinity symbol. No other reason. No logic. Just infinite ammo. Are you still there, buddy? Buddy, you there? All right, so there's silence. Buddy. Yeah, that looked
Hello?
good. Yeah, it worked.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. Somebody tried to call me on Facebook. Really threw the whole thing apart.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna have to
noticed.
start. I'm gonna have to start to see that if there is a way that I can block phone calls, like a do not disturb mode, maybe.
I think that might work.
Well, you see, I know that it'll probably work for the phone calls, but I don't know if do not disturb will also mess up the recording. Uh, it's just something I'll mess with. But anyway,
Yeah.
so what were you saying before the call got cut off?
Oh, I was telling like what you said about how he reloaded 2 guns with 1 magazine. Just reminded me of Metal Gear Solid whenever the Patriot shows up, the weapon. Since it has
Yeah.
yes, it has just a drum in the shape of an infinity symbol. That's why it has infinite ammo. Makes sense.
And I feel like that Code Veronica had like a lot of cool ideas. I don't. I'm trying to remember the name of them. There are these yellowish enemies. I think they're called like Bandersnatches or something like that.
Yeah.
I did not like those. I think they should. I thought those were stupid.
Well, from what I remember, from what I've seen, like apparently like they like to like hit you from off camera, and that's the annoying
They
part.
do. Oh my god, they do. You just took me back. Okay, the amount of times that they would hit me off camera were unmatched by the amount of times that by the time you saw them, it was too late and they had hit you already. They had just pimp slapped you from across the map.
Damn.
There were a lot of times where the fixed camera angles, with like you would see, there's one in particular where you're in an office, and when you go to the computer in the office, the camera switches to the exterior of the window, and you can see Claire looking through the computer. And after you solve the puzzle, it shoots through the glass, and by the time you can do anything, it's too late. He slapped you at least twice.
Wow. That does not work. Why?
And and it was that exact reason that made me cheat. I cheated so much in my Code Veronica playthrough.
Uh,
And see, it's not like the GameCube ports of Resident Evil 2 and 3 that had easy modes where you could get infinite ammo guns and stuff like that. No. I took the hard route. I downloaded a virtual memory card and installed it into EmuDeck on my Steam Deck, and it had a save file that was 100% completed, and it had the rocket launcher with infinite ammo unlocked.
yeah, that sounds fair.
And the only downside, if there was any enemy except for a zombie or a Bandersnatch, you could not hit them because you can't aim up or down with the rocket launcher, which I'll say it now, is stupid. It's so stupid.
But you
Other than that,
managed to
though,
beat it.
here's the thing. I didn't beat it. So what I ended up doing was I got so tired. The one thing about Code Veronica that put it below Resident Evil 2, the amount of backtracking is unreal. And sometimes the backtracking is frustrating because, for example, there's a part of the game where you have to get 2 ant sculpture things.
Yeah.
You get the first time I got one, I was like, oh, I got the first one. And then I looked, because I had a guide, because, with these older Resident Evil games, you kind of have to. And it's like, okay, now you've got the second piece of the ant. And I was like, the second piece, where's the first one? And like, I scrolled for about 20 seconds before I got to the part where the first ant piece was. So I had to go all the way back. No fast travel in these Resident Evil games, and tank controls. I had to go all the way back. And by the time there's a part in the game where you think it's the end. And it's the part where you fight the tyrant. Like usually when you fight a tyrant, you're done. I fought the tyrant, and then the game gets me to this facility, and I was like, okay, let me just see how much further I had. I had hours left and another playable character, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. So I closed out the game and I went to YouTube and I looked up the story synopsis, and honestly, I didn't miss much. Really, the only thing that you missed is that the main villain is a cross dresser.
Yeah. And has a very unhealthy obsession with his sister.
Yes, it is. Well, I knew he had an unhealthy obsession with his sister way before the cross dressing part came out, because like you see the videos and like they're like touching noses, and I was like, I never touched noses with anybody related to me ever. Yeah, so that's why I put Resident Evil. So at the time of this recording, which, you know what, I just realized that I don't know where I'm going to put this episode. I was going to release it early, but then people don't know where we rank the other ones. So I'll probably put this. I'll put our first Resident Evil episode out, and then I'll put this one, and then probably by then we'll have our full review to record.
Fair enough. Just to give everybody a heads up, 24th of March, Resident Evil 4 just came out like basically last night.
Yeah, that's why we're well. He's a lot farther than I am, but I'm not very far at all. But I plan on putting at least 3 to 4 hours in today.
Yeah.
After I get my kids to bed.
Yeah. Also, you're playing I'm single and I can just play whenever I want. But yeah, I'm playing hardcore, so I'm pretty sure you can't catch up if you put some work in.
I'll fire up that Steam Deck and go to town. So we're putting this episode out second, then it makes sense. The rankings as of Code Veronica is Resident Evil Survivor was at number 4. Resident Evil 3 was at number 3. Resident Evil. Oh nope, I'm stupid. We've got 5 games. Resident Evil Survivor was at number 5. Resident Evil 3 was at number 4. Resident Evil 1 was at number 3. Resident Evil Code Veronica was at number 2, and Resident Evil 2 is at number 1. And then
I need to write this down because I'm getting confused.
Now I've got an Excel spreadsheet. I can send it to you.
All right, good.
And then villain wise, I think I put the crossdresser and Albert Wesker above. I think I put him above Wesker in Resident Evil 1 and below Birkin in Resident Evil 2.
Fair, but is he better than Capcom for releasing Survivor?
No. Okay. Spoiler alert. The only time I think the argument's going to be close is when we go talk about Resident Evil Dead Aim, because boy howdy, I got so mad at that game because you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do it. Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica, fever dream, absolute fever dream. But it is such an improvement over Survivor 1. It basically, it is, you start a level, and it kind of loosely follows Code Veronica's story. You can pick to play as Steve or Claire. And the gunplay, everything gameplay-wise is so much better, like by a wide margin. It is like so much of an improvement. But then each level, you can only take about 3 to 4 minutes. Do you know what happens when the time limit runs out, Leo?
You die, I guess?
Nemesis shows up.
What?
Nemesis shows up, Leo, and he will kill you. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. You said this is Code Veronica, right? Why?
That's what I thought. It made so little sense that the game tells you, it's like, hey, as the time runs out, Nemesis is going to start to hunt you down. He's going to kill you. And I Googled it because I was like, maybe I downloaded the wrong game. Like, maybe I've got a ROM hack. And I just could not believe Nemesis there is a tyrant that they could have used, but instead they're like, just throw Nemesis in there.
Yeah, I mean, you could even have fun with it. Like, yeah, the tyrant the first times, then there's what's it called? Nosferatu, one of the enemies?
I think Nosferatu was the...
Yeah, what's the boss from,
Yeah, it was towards the end of the game. I remember that.
Yeah, but, there's another enemy, that can go ahead and kill you.
Nope, they found Nemesis. So, I mean, and literally the game's only an hour long. I mean, it's probably the shortest game that will be on this list. And I forget where okay, let me just okay. So the ranking is I put Resident Evil Survivor 2 right over Survivor 1 and below Resident Evil 3. And then for the villain ranking, it was just Nemesis with a question mark. And I put Nemesis with a question mark over Capcom.
Just for the what the fuck factor.
It was my brain hurt after I played that game. So with that, my ride home is almost out of 10. So thanks for listening, everybody. The next Resident Evil episode that we're gonna do, we were supposed to. Well, when we did those two games, we were gonna also talk about Resident Evil 2 remake, but we're gonna hold that off for now. But the next Resident Evil episode, we're gonna have some not even more not fun because the two game. You want to know the next games on the list, Leo?
Yeah.
Because okay, so Outbreak 1 and 2 got kind of axed because you can't pause, and as a parent, if I can't pause a game, I'm not playing
Well,
it.
they're multiplayer games. Like you're not gonna get the right experience. Like if you just play them out yourself.
Yeah. So I crossed those two out. So next episode is Resident Evil Gaiden and Dead Aim.
Ooh.
Two of the worst. Dead Aim might rank worse than Survivor for me.
Question: Are we gonna do the Game Boy Color? Like, no, I don't know if it was Game Boy Color or either just Game Boy
It
build
was
of
it was.
Resident Evil.
Is it accessible? Like you can download and play it?
I'm pretty sure you can get the ROM like not without too much issue.
Oh well, maybe we will. Maybe
It's
we'll,
just
I'll have to dig into that to see how difficult it is to get it.
yeah, it's just Resident Evil 1, but like Game Boy.
Hell yeah. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thanks for listening, everybody, and thank you, Leo. I'll reach out to you for the next review.
Well, glad to be here.
All right,
I'm happy to make fun of Capcom for making Dead Aim.
exactly. All right, see you, buddy.
See you, man.